Yes, the answer is yes. I'm answering the title. You should be worried that the answer is yes, because it's bad, man. According to the experts at the American Academy of Ophthalmology, over 40% of Americans are myopic, which is also known as nearsightedness. And if we don't act, that number is set to explode. By the year 2050, nearly half of the world's population could be nearsighted. But why is this happening, and what can we do to stop it? And is it really that bad?
Yes, it's bad. Did you not see that graph? If you wear glasses and your vision is blurry, I'm Dr. Mitchell and I'm about to explain why.
I had to put on a tie for this because things are about to get technical. Make sure your sources are in APA format, kids, because we're about to be peer reviewed. Okay, so myopia, or aka nearsightedness, occurs due to a refractive error where incoming light focuses in front of the retina instead of directly behind it. This results in distant objects appearing blurred while near objects remain clear. So, how does this work, you may ask? Well, it's really quite simple. Just let me check my notes real quick from when I was in school. Yeah, there it is right here. The human eye functions like a complex optical system consisting of a cornea and a lens, retina, and optic nerve. The cornea and the lens are structures that work together to refract and bend light and focus it in front of the retina. The retina, which the retina is a layer of photoreceptor cells made out of rods and cones at the back of the eye and converts light signals into neural impulses. In the optic nerve transmits the processed visual signals to the brain for interpretation. The axial length, which is the elongation in a normal emmetropic eye, the axial length, which is the distance from the cornea to the retina, is perfectly matched to the refractive power of the cornea and lens. However, in a myopic eye, the axial length is actually too long, causing light to focus before reaching the retina. Alternatively, the cornea may have excessive curvature, leading to excessive light bending. This mismatch prevents distant light sources from forming a sharp image on the retina, leading to blurry distance vision. So, in conclusion, a long eye just causes blurry vision. So, why are eyeballs getting longer? Well, that's a good question that nobody really knows the answer to, but here are some reasons. While the exact cause of myopia is unknown, there is significant evidence that many people inherit myopia, or at least the tendency to develop myopia. If one or both parents are nearsighted, there is an increased chance that their children will be nearsighted. Even though the tendency to develop myopia may be inherited, its actual development may be affected by how a person uses his or her eyes. Individuals who spend a considerable amount of time reading, working at the computer, playing video games, or doing other intense close visual work may be more likely to develop myopia. In fact, high levels of screen time on smart devices, like your smartphone, is associated with around a 30% higher risk of myopia. And when combined with excessive computer use, that risk rose to around 80%. So maybe it's time we take accountability in how much time we use our smart devices, reduce our screen time, and just stop doom scrolling for hours and take charge and self-care and give our eyes the view they deserve. Dang, I'm good. I wrote that. They not like us. I too thought about how important it would be for me to take charge in my life after furthering my education in this profession. I thought about how preserving my vision would allow me to see my future grandkids, my wife's beautiful smile in the morning, and waking up every morning to see the blissful sunrise. Bro, just tell them how to fix it. Okay, fine. All right, I'll get professional. Let me tell you how to fix it. First, a diagnosis of myopia is typically made by an eye care professional like myself, usually an optometrist and ophthalmologist. And then sometimes this is by refracting the eye with the use of cycloplegics, such as atropine, with the responses recorded for when accommodation is relaxed. Once the amount of myopia is determined and evaluated, a plan can be made to help either control or prevent further myopia changes. Okay, so here are some ways to control myopia changes. The first is just spending more time outdoors. One of the simplest and most effective ways to prevent or slow down myopia is increasing outdoor time. Studies show that children who spend at least 2 hours a day outside have a lower risk of developing myopia. And here's why. Sunlight stimulates dopamine production in the retina, which helps regulate eye growth. Lower dopamine levels are linked to excessive eye elongations, which is a key of myopia. And then outdoor activities naturally reduce the time spent on near-focused tasks like reading or screen use, which may contribute to the myopia progression. When outside, the eyes frequently focus on objects at varying distances, which may help maintain a healthier eye shape. Encouraging outdoor play, sports, and natural walks can make a big difference, especially in children. The next thing to do to prevent or slow down nearsightedness is with glasses and contacts. Traditional single vision glasses and contacts correct myopia by refocusing light onto the retina, improving distance vision. However, they don't slow down the progression. You need specialized lenses that can help, such as orthokeratology, which are ortho K lenses. These rigid gas permeable contact lenses reshape the cornea overnight, temporarily correcting myopia and slowing the progression. Multifocal and myopia controlled soft contact lenses can help as well, such as MySight. These lenses have different focusing zones to help reduce peripheral hyperopic defocus, which may contribute to eye elongation. Also, defocus incorporated multiple segments, DIMS, and spectacle lenses for myopia control can be used to help as well. These specialized glasses and contacts alter how light enters the eye, signaling it to slow down growth. Using the right prescription lenses not only improves vision, but also helps control myopia progression. The third thing that can be done to help slow down the progression of myopia is with medications. Certain medications, particularly atropine, eye drops have been shown to slow myopia progression. Low doses of atropine, usually about a 0.01% or 0.05%. This eye drop is commonly prescribed for children and works by relaxing the eye's focusing mechanism and reducing excessive elongation. Higher doses of atropine, while more effective, these can cause side effects like light sensitivity and difficulty focusing on your tasks. Some cases benefit from a mix of low-dose atropine and myopia control lenses for better results. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I'm already cooked because I'm old and my myopia is greater than -2? Well, I'm gonna be honest, there's not much hope, but there are a few surgical options to get you back to zero and give you pretty close to 20/20 vision. And I'll even share what's a surgical procedure that most people don't even talk about. There are several types of surgeries that can correct nearsightedness, also known as myopia. This is done by reshaping the eye or adding a spherical lens inside it. Here's a breakdown of the most common options. PRK, which is a photoreactive keratectomy. This is a laser surgery that removes a thin layer of the surface of the cornea and reshapes it. This helps light focus properly on the retina, improving vision. PRK works well for people with mild to moderate nearsightedness, up to about 6 diopters. But the healing process can be painful and takes longer compared to other laser surgeries. Another surgical procedure that is well common is called LASIK, and this can help fix your nearsightedness as well, but instead of removing tissue from the surface like PRK, a thin flap is created on the cornea and lifted. The laser then reshapes the cornea underneath, and the flap is placed back down. Recovery is much faster and less painful than PRK, but there's a small risk of complication with the flap, such as instability and weakening of the cornea. Now, I know LASIK is probably very common and a lot of people know about that, but there is a third option that people really don't know about, and this is the secret option I was talking about. It's called an ICL, which is an implantable columnar lens. This is a procedure where this surgical lens is placed inside of the eye, behind the iris, which is the color part of the eye, and in front of the natural lens. It's a good option for people with high levels of nearsightedness or thin corneas, making them ineligible for surgeries like LASIK or PRK. So if your doctor said, unfortunately, you're not a good candidate for LASIK surgery, then ICL is probably a good option for you because it doesn't actually do anything with your cornea. So if you have a thin cornea and you're not a good candidate for LASIK, ICL could definitely be an option for you. And this option is often never talked about with patients who can't get LASIK, but hate wearing glasses. ICL provides sharp vision and can be removed if needed, but like other lens implants, it comes with its risk like increased eye pressure and cataracts over time. Each of these procedures has its pros and cons, and the best choice depends on your eye health, prescription, and lifestyle. A doctor can help determine which option is right for you. And if none of these surgical options impress you, then you can just wear glasses and contacts all your life. Nothing bad will happen except you'll just be at a higher risk for, retinal detachment. I bet you thought this video was going to be about how easy it is to fix your medical condition. Well, I'm a medical professional and I have to tell you the truth and give you realistic expectations. Those people with perfect vision, unfortunately, they're not like us, nearsighted folks. A retinal detachment is when the back of the eye separates from each other, which can then lead to blindness. And this is critical for people who are nearsighted because, like we said, your eye elongates, so it grows longer. So if you can imagine your eye growing longer, that tissue can only stretch so much before it either tears or leads to a detachment of the back of the eye. This is why it's very critical that we pay attention to these things. So if your eye is growing longer, you become more at risk for retinal detachment. If this happens, an immediate surgery needs to be done to prevent blindness. There's more to retinal attachments, but you can just watch someone else's videos for more clarification on that subject. This video is about why you're nearsighted. Look, at the end of the day, you just need to take care of your eyes the best way that you can. You've been educated about how to help yourself, and now it's up to you to seek professional help to find the best option for you. Depending on your age and how much myopia you have developed will determine the path that is better for you. If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe. Go touch grass. No, seriously, go outside. You just learned about this. Go touch some grass.